Hi, good morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our third installation of Property Guru Expert Series in collaboration with Malaysia Institute of Estate Agent, which very well known as MIEA. So I'm your MC today. My name is Kuga. So I will be walking you through this beautiful expert series. And before we start, right, let's have some fun. So I'm just going to share screen here where you can see a QR code. Just give me 2 seconds. So while we wait, we'll start the session at 10. So we have few minutes to play a game. So take out your phone, right? Take your phone and then scan the QR code that you can see on the screen. Can you see a QR code on the screen, right? So scan the QR code and then you can start playing our catch and win games. So we are giving out Lazada vouchers worth 50 ringgit for the top 10 highest score, right? 50 ringgit. So you'll get 50 ringgit if you are one of the top 10 highest score. So take out your phones and exercise those fingers. So meantime, we'll just wait for our speakers to join in and we'll start around 10 o'clock. You can play as many times as you want, so make sure you get the highest score. For those who just joined in, before we start, let's have some fun. So scan the QR code on your screen and start playing games. We are giving out Lazada voucher with RM50 ringgit for the top 10 highest score. So don't miss the opportunity. Morning, Aishan.
Hey, good morning. Okay, so now it's catch and win, is it? Do you have a backdrop for today, Property Guru? Rachel, do you have a backdrop for today?
Hey, I think you can use yours, no worries.
No issue. Okay.
Yes,
hey, hi, Natasha.
looks nice.
First time I'm meeting you. I saw your video online though.
Hi, I'm having some technical issues, so I have to speak on the PC and video is on
Yeah, no
something
wonder I
else.
saw two logins. But it's fine. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, great. Maybe later can pin this profile so people can see the face.
Yeah, the orange one,
sorry.
the orange backdrop profile.
Correct.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
We're already live. No, right? Not yet, right?
Yeah, we already live. We're just allowing them to play some games before we start around 10, yeah?
Okay. So I will play the game as well.
Yeah.
We've got new attendees. So for those who just joined, a warm welcome to our Property Guru Expert Series in collaboration with MIEA. Before we start the session, exercise those fingers, scan your QR code, and play some games. Who knows, you might win a Lazada voucher worth 50 ringgit, one of the top 10 highest score, right? So, some finger exercise this morning. So we'll just start around 10, and then we will start the series. We'll ask our speakers to take over. Good morning, everyone. Scan the QR code and play some games. We have a few more minutes. And then we will start the expert series. I've put a countdown here. We're going to end the game soon. And then we're going to start the session. Okay, so before we start, for those who have just joined in, a very warm welcome to our Property Guru Expert Series in collaboration with MIEA. So we have total 2 sessions today for this expert series. Before we move on to the session, just some rules, right? So the first session is how to close deals using Instagram and TikTok. If you have any questions, click on the, you can put in your questions in the Q&A box. Also, do take part in our poll for some lucky draws, which is available in the end of the session. So we have, like I said earlier, we have total two sessions today. So from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., we'll be covering session 1, how to close deals using Instagram and TikTok. Then around 11 a.m., stay tuned for session 2, which is technique to conduct successful virtual tour. So both are very, very interesting topic. You shouldn't be missing it. So back to our catch and win games, right? We already finished the games. So I hope you had fun. Let's start our session. So to kickstart with the session 1, how to close deals using Instagram, TikTok, we have our none than other Miss Chan Cheng, President of MIEA, which is going to be our moderator. As our speaker, we have Natasha Gideon, Senior Real Estate Negotiator from IQI. So for this session, let's understand how to leverage on Instagram and TikTok to create engaging content, level up your personal branding to help you reach out more potential customers. Ms. Aichen, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Kuga. And firstly, I would like to thank Property Guru for this amazing collaboration with MIEA. I think this is the 3rd in the expert series. The first was the theme on finding opportunities in a crisis. The second one was rising above challenges, tools and resources you need to pandemic-proof your real estate career. And today we're talking about another theme, adapting to the new norm. Yes, tips and techniques to close deals virtually. Yes, I think that's all. This is what we really want to know now, given the new normal, right? How to do everything virtually, everything. Viewing virtually, closing virtually, everything else. So hopefully this event will be a monthly event, as we have received many positive feedback on the program, and how it has helped many to gain new perspective on how to weather through this this storm that we are experiencing. So I'm so excited today to moderate this session for a few reasons. One of it is because I think this is such a trending subject matter, Instagram and TikTok. And more often than not, we're only sharing photos of fancy food that we eat, or certain ambience, or some dance and very fun stuff. But our speaker here today will use these fun platforms to grow her real estate business in a pandemic with practically no marketing costs. Now that is something, yeah? So while many are crying and lamenting no viewings, no sales during MCO or this pandemic, our speaker is about to prove to you that in any of life circumstances, with the right mindset and tools, real estate business is something you can do under any weather condition. And at this young age, she has already grasped it. So as she shares, remember, the Q&A box is at the bottom. We will not stop her presentation halfway. We'll let her finish the whole presentation. And at the end, only I will pick up the questions and we'll get the speaker to share with us. So as and when you have a question, just feel free to drop into the chat, into the Q&A box, and I will look into it and then we'll post it at the end. So our speaker, just a little bit more introduction about her. Our speaker graduated with a Bachelor's of Applied Science, majoring in Biomolecular Science from Mara. So that is a very interesting background. Maybe she could have found the cure for COVID. But anyway, thereafter she pursued journalism before stepping into the real estate industry in the year 2015. So she's experienced in private wealth management, skilled in residential real estate in the Klang Valley, sales, rental, and also new projects in Petaling Jaya. She's passionate in creating awareness surrounding millennials investing in real estate, and she handles talks and free consultations for those in need. She's presently a senior real estate negotiator with IQI. Let's put our hands together and welcome Natasha.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Hi, everyone. A lot of people know me as my alter ego on Instagram, Mary Joel Kondo. And I think people assume that my name is Mary, but it's not, it's Natasha. So you can call me Natasha. If you want to call me Mary, that's fine too, no problem, all right? So yes, I was from a science background. While I share my screen, I'll just do a little bit of blabbing. I was from a science background, but I did not enjoy not meeting people. I did not enjoy not going out and, interacting with other human beings. I was stuck in the lab a lot. So it opened my eyes to trying new things. So I totally went out of my comfort zone and I was like, okay, let's just try journalism for the time being. And kebetulan masa tu I was a journalist in a property magazine. And so from there, I found like, wow, this industry is so interesting. I know it's going to be here for the long term. It's something that I can do long term, basically, right? And so once I started, I don't think I could stop. It's just, let's go, 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 And I know a lot of people probably had some mindset setbacks when the lockdown happened, when COVID happened. I know a lot of my friends decided to stop working altogether, stop like, oh no, it's a pandemic, let's just take this time to rest and relax and recuperate. And that's fine, right? But at some point, you need to realize that becoming a digital realtor, which is basically the theme of my topic, becoming a digital realtor isn't just about being in a lockdown or being in a pandemic. It is basically the future of real estate, right? Because with technology and with tech prop coming up, we have to be in line with this kind of adaptation. We need to be the pioneers that start being digital realtors, because if not, we'll be left behind, right? Gone are the days where you can solely rely on banners and newspapers, marketing and things like that, because everyone is online, right? So how do I get leads using social media? This is what I'm going to share with you about. I've shared this with other agents as well. I share this. This is not a secret. This is something that I happily share to other people so that other people, orang kata, boleh kongsi rezeki, right? But before that, let me just share with you what I have achieved so far in 2021. I'm currently working on deals worth 11 million. Personally, I've personally converted 7 million worth of properties, and currently I'm focusing on new developments because that's what I can do during a lockdown, right? So most of my deals are online, either via Instagram, WhatsApp, and then I bring them to Zoom, right? Which is what everyone else is doing. And I also just received the IQI car bonus incentive, which is if you reach 5 million, then you get some car bonus incentive lah, basically. So I managed to reach that in 5 months. So 5 million in 5 months, and then it started to dip a bit because I think another lockdown came in, right? So I think that slowed things down a bit, but I'm still very proud of this achievement, and I would like to share with you how I did this. And I want to show you this not to say, oh, you know, I'm so amazing. No, I want to show you because I would like to be someone that you can say, okay, this is tangible. This is something that I can do. Natasha has done it. And so if I try to do this and if I'm consistent enough, I can achieve this as well. Okay, so if everyone is ready, can everyone in the Zoom just type a 10 for me if you're ready? Like, I'm ready to go 100%. I punya semangat is high. I want to achieve everything you've achieved, right? So many 10s in the chat box. I love it. Thank you so much. All right, so we're gonna go. Number one, how many people are out there? The reason why we need to adapt online is because look at these numbers, right? 25 million people in Malaysia are social media users, and this is in 2019. I'm sure during 2020 and 2021 that number has increased because everyone is forced to go online. You want to use your MySejahtera is online. You want to know how many cases a day are on, everything is online, right? So 25 million people are active social media users, and 24 million of those people are accessing from their mobile devices. I think everyone here can agree. If you're bored in line, if you are just waiting for us to start speaking, you were probably on your phone, you were updating your Instagram, you were checking out Facebook and things like that. So we are all currently accessing information from our phone. So the goal is for you to reach out to at least 1% of these people, or 0.1% pun dah okay dah, right? Just make sure that you are available to these people, right? Because real estate is not just land, real estate is also on the internet. You have space on the internet that you can use, and you can plant yourself so that people know your brand, know your name, and that's much easier, right? So this huge number, like the 74% of the population, there is a chance that one day they will see your face on the internet if you go through consistent posting, consistent updates, right? Definitely one day someone is bound to see you. This 1% is bound to see you, all right? So platforms that I use are actually Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, but more based on Instagram because there are a lot of features that I am used to. I am learning to use TikTok, but I will share with you either way. And I use Twitter as well, right? So Instagram, you have stories, you have posts, you have reels, you have IGTV. Okay, the differences between those: story is for 24 hours, post you can, it's just post lah kan, and then reels is shorter videos. They are using reels to actually compete with TikTok, and IGTV are longer videos up to 10 minutes. So I tried to upload videos on YouTube, but I don't think I was consistent enough. But uploading videos to IGTV, I boleh buat. So I just continued with that. I said, okay lah, I keep forgetting to do on YouTube. Let me make sure at least I post on IGTV, right? So I did that. So I focus mainly on that. Twitter, you have tweets and you have fleets. TikTok, you have 15-second videos to 60-second videos, similar to Reels, okay? So I'll be explaining more on that later individually. All right, so number one, Instagram. Instagram is my main source of leads, and the how you should build your brand is using these things. Okay, nampak, kenal, suka, yakin, and offer. Okay, I usually do mix and match of English and Malay, so I hope you don't mind. So how you start and approach Instagram marketing is by not marketing, if that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so number one, you have to catch the audience's attention first. It's not, I built an Instagram today, I want to sell you this project in Kelana Jaya, right? It's not like that. First, you have to let people know who you are. Like, hi guys, here I am. I just started on Instagram. Or if you just started your real estate industry. Hi everyone, I'm in the real estate industry. You know, you have to let your warm leads know that you are currently working in this new sector, correct? So firstly, you can bagi nampak, catch the audience attention, maybe chill videos, chill stories. Like how Ai Cheng mentioned earlier, you post pictures of what you eat. Okay, today I have a talk on Property Guru, and then after this I'm going to have lunch, and then maybe in the evening I'll have a Zoom presentation. So like share all these moments with your friends and your new followers, right? Number two, kenal. So how do people get to know you? You have to attract them using your personality, right? Because you are your brand as a real estate negotiator, a real estate agent, probationary agent. You are your brand. We are a business, but we are our brand, right? We don't have a company. We don't have, I mean, if you are an agency, then yes, you can hire your own marketing team. But as a person, as a real estate negotiator, you are your own brand. So you have to make people like you and know you, right? So kenal, tarik minat untuk people know what you are keen on, what are your dreams, what are your previous experiences, right? Number three is suka, so like. This is the way to gain a liking, even though there are a lot of competition. All right. So you're probably thinking to yourself, ayo, Natasha's team already doing so much on value giving posts, and they're already on Reels, and they're already on IGTV, they're already on TikTok. How do I start? How do I compete? You are your own brand. Everyone is different. Everyone has a different approach to how they present themselves, right? So probably somewhere, you are quite likable, and that can be adapted and applied to what you do in life. So let people know who you are. All right, give posts based on education or awareness, give freebies, make giveaways or things like that, or share, okay, this is how I started with nothing. I registered under for my rent license using maybe money that I saved up for 6 months, for example, right? These are things that people relate to, and you shouldn't be afraid or ashamed of these, because more often than not, people who relate to you will trust you more, right? And that's how you build the rapport. And then finally, baru you offer and you sell a product. So this actually applies not only to real estate, but this also applies to anything that you want to sell sebenarnya, if you want to be your own brand lah, basically, right? So last kali baru you offer, baru you jual product. Bukannya first you buka Instagram and you're like, okay, hi everyone, I'm selling so and so. Because everyone else is doing the same. How many agents do we have now? Our rent number is up to, is it up to 50,000 already? And maybe 30% are active. So there's a lot of people that you have to compete with, right? So you need to be able to frame your branding properly. And this is how you're going to get free leads. All right. So my Instagram has been my name card or my basic website since 1st of May 2019. So if you look at my page, and people always ask me, when did you start, Natasha? Did you start from zero? Yes, of course. I started from zero. I separated my page from my personal Instagram page, because I have a separate journey that I want to share on my Instagram page, right? I want to share about my family and my cat and all my, what I ate for lunch or whatever, right? That will be on my separate page. This page is specifically for clients to know that, oh, property je ingat Mary jual condo. Property, I need to go to this page. She has a lot of IGTV that you can easily understand, for example. So that was the goal basically, right? So people usually ask me, how do I start from zero, Natasha? You dah ada 6,000 followers. I started from zero as well in 2019, and that's only 2 years ago, right? So in 2 years, I managed to get 6,857 followers. Hopefully after this, you follow me and I will have more. I aim to get 10,000 by the end of the year. And so that pushes me to push out more content. every day. I post on Instagram at least twice a week. I try to do that, but my Insta stories are full every day. All right. So how you need to frame your Instagram, there is a way. Okay, so look at this. You have to, of course, use a public profile. Number 2, you have to use a business profile. And number 3, you have to look at your bio. Make sure your bio is clear. All right. The first thing that people see is your bio, right? So just to give you an idea, before this, when we used to exchange, meet people, we would exchange name cards, right? But how many times do people actually sit down and key in your name and put the phone in your, put the number in your phone, right? Even with Camcard, the app, even with that, sometimes I lose the name card in between. You're going for like a rent renewal course, for example, right? You're like, hi. And then suddenly, alamak, ni siapa, I tak ingat lah muka dia, you know? So this is the perfect basically the perfect website or the perfect name card that you can use, because people, when they remember your name, they remember your face, and you just say, oh, you just follow my Instagram, okay, I'll follow you back. It's very easily available. People go back and they're like, hey, who followed me today? Oh, it's this girl. Okay, I remember the one with the curly hair, right? Okay, so this is the perfect example of a name card, and this is where you should start. So therefore, the face of your name card needs to be clear, concise, and has all the information needed. Okay, make sure it's professional and always have a call to action. Okay, what is below here? I used to use Linktree. Linktree is an amazing app for you to kumpul all your links that you need to share with your clients, but currently I'm using Milkshake. Milkshake is kind of like a professional website that is basically link based. All right. So if you want, you can go on my page and you can test it out, check it out. You can download the app. It's called the Milkshake app, and you can try that. Or if you want something easier, you can use Linktree or Flowpage. Banyak lah. There's a lot of options. Okay. And of course, your highlights. So highlights are things that people may have missed. Maybe you did a virtual tour. Or you went to the sales gallery today and you're like, oh, by the way, these are the information for the sub-sale unit that I'm selling. And maybe you can put that on highlight so that people who missed it can watch it after 24 hours. All right. So besides that, let's go on to IGTV and Reels. We're still on Instagram, yeah? So IGTV is easier to access for me because a lot of us mindlessly scroll through Instagram. This is not something that I'm ashamed of. This is a fact. People just mindlessly scroll through Instagram. But why not make their experience more beneficial? Ensure that when they scroll to Instagram, they see things that make sense. They see things that give them value. That's when people click follow. They're like, in the future, I nak tahu lagi lah pasal beli property leasehold ni. Betul ke dia cakap ni? Contoh, for example, kan? Why is this a great time to invest in property? Oh, okay. Menarik juga ni. They will follow, right? And when they follow and they watch and they share with their friends, that's when our page gets boosted out more, all right? Besides that, you should also show videos with your face in it. Okay, so the reason why big empires are built or big brands are built is because there's always a face behind it. For example, the Kardashians, right? They start with their reality TV show. Everyone just wants to know what's going on in their life, and it's all about the face and the brand. Eventually, then the product came out, and everyone is like, okay, I've seen her wear that on the show. I'm gonna buy that, right? So the branding comes from their the existence of their persona online. Same goes to like locally would be Duck, right? Vivi Yusuf is the face of Duck. If Vivi Yusuf was not the face of Duck, it probably wouldn't be as famous, right? And these are just some studies that I've done some research on, and indeed people find you more relatable, of course, if you have your face on your profile. Right. Number 2, people trust you when you have your face on your profile and your website. Because if you don't have face on your profile, it's very easily construed as, oh, ni scammer code. People are already so wary about getting scammed by agents and negotiators or illegal brokers, right? So it's always important for you to show your videos show your face on your videos, all right? And then next, if you don't know what to post, let's say, I posted everything already, Natasha. What else do I post this week? I tak ada idea. Ask your followers, guys, what do you guys want to know about? What do you not understand? Because more often than not, sometimes we think, I shouldn't explain about HOC lah. Like people know about HOC already. That's not true, you know. Like when I started posting about HOC, and this was only like 1 or 2 months ago, people were like, oh, HOC ni home ownership campaign. Oh, ni benefit dia baru tahu. Yeah, so there's always someone who still doesn't know this information. So as basic knowledge as it is, just share it out. Someone might not know it. So what if majority of your followers know? That's fine. Just be like this reminder. Just be like this person that's constantly giving out positive value to your followers. All right. Reels is TikTok's competitor. So if you're posting Reels, right, your first Reel will always have a lot of views because Instagram wants to reward you and wants you to stay on Instagram and not go on TikTok. And TikTok does the exact same thing. So if you're posting for both, and you do that consistently, you will be able to get and garner a lot of views. But make sure that you do it consistently. Every day you can post, all right? And it doesn't have to be things that are like super serious all the time. It can also be like fun stuff as well, all right? So what else? Do you plan it or do you wing it? I used to, this is last year's plan that I did during lockdown. Do you plan your posts or do you just like, today I'm going to post about this, tomorrow I'm going to post about this, right? You can either plan yourself and make your own Google Sheet, or you can also use some social media scheduling tools so that you save your time, right? You can also, like if you're using Canva to edit your photos, what you can do is actually you can schedule your posts within Canva itself. I think that makes more sense now. I'm also learning as I go. So I've not achieved like the perfect concoction as to how and what works the best, but this works for me, and I'm now moving to Canva scheduling system. So it's a trial and error kind of thing, and if you want to grow, you have to fail a few times, right? So you just try and do it until you find something that makes sense for you. Okay. Second, Insta Story. It's another separate thing because there are so many features on Insta Story, right? This is just an example of a client of mine who watched my Insta Story and decided to purchase this project with me because she saw the post on Insta Story, right? Hi Natasha, my name is Amalina. I've been following you on Instagram and interested on the Exit project. On your latest story, it seems like the Cosmos is the outlet available. If I'm interested, what sort of information do I need to give you? All right. So just constantly update. Like today, hi, I'm in the Cosmos, or hi, today I'm in Ryan and Miho, for example. And this is the show unit, right? If you would like to schedule an appointment, please let me know. Things like that, right? And I have actually closed a few of this via Insta Story. And in fact, this Amalina is one of my clients that I had to travel for SPA signing because they were in Johor, all right? So you can reach people up to Johor. It's not just like, oh, KLPJ, 10 kilometer radius. Tak, sampai jauh-jauh pun ada, okay? All right, so what are the features that you can use with Insta Story, right? You are the location, mention, hashtag. You have GIFs, of course, it's just the stickers. You have poll, questions, countdown. This is called a slider. This is a quiz. And you can even add pictures to your Insta Story within a picture, all right? So you use this to interact with viewers, and this will increase the number of views on your post. If you've never tried this before, try this tomorrow. Maybe have about 5 things that you want to post about. And the first one, take a selfie of yourself and be like, hi guys, how are you guys doing today? Maybe the poll can be, I'm doing great. And then the second can be, I'm positive, for example. Make both positive, right? And you will see that the views of your post will increase, okay? No need to put too many posts in one time. And it can be property related. It can also be like laid back and more relatable content, right? Like, for example, are you tired working from home? Because I'm burnt out, for example. And then you can ask questions in the box and people can be like, yeah, I've been working from home from last year and it's exhausting. And so you get that interaction. Not only do you get increase in views and increase in traffic, you also get to build a relationship with your clientele, right? Because everyone on your followers list is a potential client, all right? And don't say, oh, Natasha, but you have 6,000 followers. If you cannot sell to 100 followers, you cannot sell to 6,000 followers. I believe strongly in that saying. Okay. So question box, you have a question box. What I do is I usually do this. I'll post what I need to post out for the week. Let's say I have a property preview. And for this example is my recruitment briefing. If you would like to join, please fill in your name and number and I'll contact you, right? And people do give their contacts, and people do text me about it. And this is where I kind of get my leads from, all right? Secondly is the poll that I mentioned earlier, 50-50 questions between yes and no. And the thing is that even you yourself, if you see these things, you memang rasa gatal kan nak tekan. You're like, yes, no, you know, it memang is, dia memanggil je untuk you tekan benda tu, right? The same goes to your clientele as well. They will also like to have some fun Q&A. They will also like to answer questions, right? So you can just follow that and do that, right? See the increase in views and kind of take note what works and what doesn't. All right. So this is an example of an Insta story where I gave a few questions, and from these questions, at the end, I offered a product. Okay. So for example, are you familiar with this retreat? This is Keping Serendah, right? What about this one? This is Keping Tenggiri. So people were clicking on it. So I shared that the landscape architect is Seksan, and he will be doing the landscape architecture for the project that I'm selling. So eventually I'm selling a product, but before that I'm giving you value, I'm giving you information and knowledge about said product, right? So this is kind of like the work of a marketing team or a sales team, right? But as a real estate negotiator, you hold all these hats and you have to adapt to the market. And so these are the things that I've learned work. And so you can try, you can check it out and see whether it works or not. But usually this is an easy way to transition clients from, oh, this is fun, let me click. Oh, this is the landscape architect, cantik juga so you kind of want to ease them into, okay, I'm selling you a product actually. Okay, get it? So this increases views, and the last post can be an offer, macam I cakap tadi. All right. So you need to give value to clients because every other agent and rent is selling. What can you offer to your client? So for me, why a lot of people come to me initially was because, number one, I seem very young. So people are like, oh, dia ni tak garang kot. So I can ask her about property related stuff, right? Because agents and rent, I usually seen as like this garang people, like, oh, I want to buy property, but it's such an adult decision, and I have all these basic questions, right? And that's normal because no one really is telling you what's the best way to buy property. No one is telling you, okay, this is what you need to do before you buy property, right? And so a lot of people have a lot of questions, and it's not wrong. So I decided, I was so lost when I wanted to buy property. Why don't I be that person for other people, right? So with this, right, I'm giving some kind of value and information to my clients, even if I'm not selling the project. For example, do I have it here? Do I have? Okay, I have one video about buying not low cost, but affordable homes, and that received a lot of views, right? I don't sell affordable homes, but this is a value that a lot of clients would have, right? And if you're looking at it on a long-term base, maybe these clients will come back to us, or maybe these clients will refer their friends to us, right? So this is something that you can do in the long term and something that you can focus on. Don't limit yourself to just what you're selling. You can, there's knowledge is vast. The pool of knowledge is vast. Just go with it. All right. Be different than other people. I also do postings based on information that I think clients will like. And if you see here, the goal is not to get a lot of likes. Okay. So now Instagram works in a way that the more saves that you have and the more shares that you have, that's when you get more traffic. And so the point is to create valuable information so that people save your posts. When they save, then your post will be pushed out, your page will be pushed out, and that's when you get more traffic coming in, more followers, and potential buyers as well. So the likes don't you really tak payah tengok dah. That's not the goal. Your goal is to get saves. Okay. We also have saved replies on Instagram for faster communication. So for those of you who use WhatsApp Business and you have the quick replies, Instagram has that as well. So please use that to your advantage. This is just an extra tip for you to save time, right? Because we are operating as a business, guys. Okay, number 3 is just an additional thing that I wanted to share. Twitter is also a platform where I managed to close about 4 million ringgit worth of deals last year, 4 to 5 million ringgit worth of deals, right? You need to also be consistent and post a lot. You engage, you post awareness, you attract. The most importantly on Twitter, if you want to make sure that people are attracted to your post, is actually the pictures. So make sure that the pictures are really nice. Put a call to action. Like I put my WhatsApp link here, and this was a experiment that I did in on 26th of January, and I managed to get 8 leads in 2 hours just before my talk. Then during the night time, right? Just as an experiment. And so for these kind of posts, people do share them because they're beautiful. Okay, so Twitter is like, oh my God, bestnya rumah duplex. Oh my God, murahnya. Tapi jauh lah Cyberjaya. And then they start this discussion about Cyberjaya and how Cyberjaya is far away and things like that, right? But you want the discussion to go on, right? And from there, the more people it reaches, the more leads it reaches, right? So besides that, this is WhatsApp Business. You can use this to save your time. This is just some additional info. Number 4, let's go on to TikTok and branding. So TikTok, as I mentioned, is 15 to 60 seconds. It has a very easy algorithm and is very easy to gain followers on TikTok. I gained Instagram followers 6,000 in 2 years, but on TikTok, less than a year, I already have 4,000 followers. And that's not even like a big number, because I know a lot of other agents online have like 10,000 followers, 12,000 followers, 20,000 followers, right? So it's very easy. TikTok rewards more value-giving posts, and the more people comment and like, the more it gets pushed out, all right? So make sure that it's value-giving. And as soon as your video goes on the FYP, that's when people start to like your videos and comment and share, and that's where you get your traffic from. Okay, so it's easy to generate followers and leads actually, but you must be consistent because TikTok only awards consistency. If let's say you stop posting for a week and then you try to post again, you will get low numbers. You will start back at like 100 or 200 or 500, right? As of now, with my 4,000 followers, these are the numbers that I'm getting. But once I stop, I will go back to like 500 or 200 views only or 300 views only, right? So I need to work back up and start posting consistently again. Okay. If you use a business account on TikTok, if you have more than 1,000 followers, did you know that you can add your link? All right. So I added my link after 1,000 followers, and people can easily access your WhatsApp, your website, your PropertyGuru account, right? So you need to post daily. You need to post with a famous sound in the background. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sound that is playing. You can dial down the volume altogether, but just as long as you're using a famous sound to use on TikTok, people will click on the sound and see your video. So that's the point. The point isn't to use the sound for people to hear. It's more on, okay, people use this famous sound and they'll click on it and they'll see your video. All right. Consistency is extremely important in any business lah, you know. So you definitely need to do anything in this world. If you want to succeed, you definitely have to be consistent. And then lastly would be you can do cross posting or you can do individual posting. So basically, if you want to post individually on TikTok, individually on Instagram, I suggest you edit on a different platform. You edit on kind like InShot, or you edit on Splice or Quick, and then you put it on Instagram and you put it on TikTok. But other than that, if you want, you can also download from TikTok and put to Instagram and vice versa. But I do not recommend that. I think you should use a separate device and then post individually. All right. So kalau orang kata, tapi I tak pandai social media, Natasha, I tak pandai bercakap depan orang, I tak boleh, I malu. Number 1, more importantly, you are a salesperson, you tak boleh malu, betul tak? Tapi ada orang cakap, oh, I depan-depan I boleh. Kalau on Instagram ni, I tak boleh. Kalau cakap depan orang ni, I tak boleh. Okay, I think you need to definitely change that mindset, because I think the session after this is about Zoom appointments, right? And that's also online. So you need to get used to that because that's just what the market is heading to. Okay. So you can do ads and you can use the strengths that you have. You can go back to like cold calling or whatever, or you can work your way from referrals. But at the end of the day, I think what you need to do is to just do it. We all start from zero. You need to be able to tell yourself, okay, I have a mindset setback. I have a mindset block. I need to tell myself that I can do it. And you can just start. You don't have to wait for anything to be perfect. You don't have to wait for your page to reach 1,000 followers baru you not buat like all out the videos and the postings. Just do it every day. Just do something, right? Then that's when you will see the results. Because if you wait and you don't do anything, I don't think people also want to follow your page. Betul tak? People pun tak nak call you macam, dia ni tak update lama lah. I'm gonna buy like a $1 million property with this person. No one says that, right? So you need to put yourself in clients' shoes, and you need to realize that consistency works, hard work works. In real estate, you have to have perseverance, right? And this is just part of the game. It's just part of the game to adapt. If this is something that you think works for you, like it did work for me, then just do it. Okay, so these are just some positive feedback from my clients. So this is from Instagram. If you're not familiar, the DM from Instagram, I managed to close 2 deals at once because these 2 friends followed me and they wanted to stay together. All right. So from here, I brought them to Zoom, and from Zoom, I explained further. All right. Managed to close these deals, and they messaged me back with these kind words. All right. So I'm sharing this because you are not just helping people find their homes, you are also creating these new relationships, which I think are very meaningful. Regardless, right? You don't have to think, oh, I need to build this relationship because I nak jual dekat dia in the future. No, you have to build these relationships because that's just the way that you build yourself your own empire, right? You have all these people, you have all these connections. People will keep telling other friends like, oh, I bought this property from Natasha and she's so good, right? And when they give me feedback like this, I can share it to people, and I can tell people like, hey, you know, you can trust me because this girl trusted me and her friend trusted me, right? And so because the approach that I use is very friendly, how I tell people stories is like from friend to friend, like, oh, you nak beli rumah, Mac I cerita dekat you kena ada apa, like dokumen apa you kena pakai, right? So you when you treat your clients like friends, especially for first-time home buyers, this is something that they really appreciate, right? Especially if you see like this is their first property. So they want it to be meaningful. They don't want to be pressured into it. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to share this opportunity with my followers, all right? You made my house buying not so daunting. It wasn't just a cold transaction, right? It was something meaningful for them. And I think that they will remember this for the rest of their life. Like, oh, my first big purchase of like a 700,000 property was really great because my agent explained everything from A to Z even before we went to the showroom, right? Because you're already explaining it on the Instagram page, correct? This is my personal experience. So this is something that I'm very happy to report. I'm very happy to share with you guys. And I really hope that one day you guys get the same feedback from your clients as well. This is one that I really liked because I have this client. I think he's an engineer, very technical person. And I don't ask my clients for this, you know, like this was just random. In the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, as you can see, he was like, hi, Natasha, I'd like to give you our honest feedback. And just, you know, point by point, he was like, Natasha, you were great. You answered our questions. And I still answer their questions, by the way. They've signed the SPA already. And they just want to know updates. And I respond to them regardless, right? So you build that rapport from day one, from the point where you're posting your Instagram or your Insta story or your IGTV. That is day one, not the day one when you meet your friends, right? So I hope you guys understand what I shared. I hope that when you try this, you get the same results that I did. You need to create a following, kind of like a cult, and not just business opportunities. But if you get business opportunities on the way, that's amazing. That's great. That's the whole point of it, right? So let's let's head towards building relationships, building rapport, and not just business opportunities. This is the way to go. This is the future of real estate. Tech prop is the future of real estate, and I hope that this has helped. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much, Natasha. That was such an interesting session. I think all of you enjoyed it, right? Let's give Natasha a 10 in the chat. Come, guys, if you really enjoyed today's sharing, let's give her a 10. I think she really shared from the heart. I think not many people would go to this extent to show you exactly step by step what she did in order to get the results that she has obtained. So that's fantastic. I think I've taken back so much value. I've written like, wow, somebody even give you 10 million. more than 10. Superb presentation. Wow, you see that? Wow, that is really good. Thank you for that. Wow, really, really, really good feedback coming in for you, Natasha. Okay, so now it's time for some Q&A and for some feedback and questions from the floor. If anybody has any questions from the floor. I think the most important point I gathered from Natasha's whole presentation is sometimes we always want to find the easy way out, right? We wish we don't have to do anything. The buyer just comes to us, hands us the check, say, I want to buy, we wish that is like the ideal situation. But like what we have listened from Natasha, it's not no work. Let's put it this way. It's not no work. It's hard work. It's consistency. It's something you got to do every day. It's not something you're going to do once a month, It's every day. So let's get that shortcut idea out of our mind. Let's really, when you're in the game, let's really put the effort to be in the game. Yeah. So, okay, let's open up to some questions. There was one comment earlier, Natasha.
Yeah, I'm just
scrolling. Mentioned, he said, is it okay to post TikTok videos on Instagram, or is separate better? Or can you do that? Yeah, I think that was his question.
Okay, so when I was starting out, I didn't want to spend too much time trying to figure things out. So what I did was I did exactly what you did, Zul, if that your name is correct, right? So I would post on TikTok, and immediately once you post, it saves in your phone, right? And I use that and I post on Instagram. But I don't think Instagram likes that, and I don't think TikTok likes it when you do it vice versa. And they will put like their TikTok logo, or they will put their Instagram logo, right? And I'm not sure if this is backed up, but there is a possibility that they will stop your videos from going too far. Let's say there was a possibility that your video will go viral, but they kind of like halted it down a bit, right? So it's always great to, when you're starting, I think it's not a problem. Just do it, right? Like I said, just do it. As you become more familiar with kind of the tools and the apps that you can use to make your life easier, then you proceed with those. So now what I'm doing is I go on InShot and I just save one video with all the info that I need, and then I post separately. Tak payah buat kerja banyak kali. It's just the posting that's twice, the editing is just once. So I hope that answers your question, Zul. You can try that.
Okay, the next things that a few people have asked is also on how difficult it is to actually make a video for IG and also for TikTok, and whether there's an app you use, or you just use the app that is in IG and TikTok.
Okay, so when I started, I just used TikTok to edit, or IG to edit. The tools are very easy to use, very easy to maneuver. But other than that, now that I'm using only one app to edit, I use InShot. But if you're just starting out and you just want to use those tools, that's fine as well. So I just use this is actually a new phone, but I used to use the iPhone 7. So I'll take videos and it'll start getting panas, and it'll start freezing and dying on me. But I don't care. I'll just take, and I just stitch it together. And yeah, I just use that. People think I use this changi like video cam, or I use this changi editor that follows me around, but I don't. I just use my phone and I just post whatever I see. The most important thing you have to understand is value giving. People want to hear what you have to say and what you have to post, not how it looks, right? The aesthetic part can come later. Okay, let's say you have closed the deal and you got some modal from there, and you can use that money to like enhance your phone, or enhance your editing skills, or pay for Canva. That's something that can come later. But it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, for the first year and a half, I wasn't doing so well in the industry, but I just kept using whatever money I had to just start editing, just pay for the apps. And eventually I made all the sales one lump sum, because of the year and a half that I used to just constantly post. So you don't need to use changi mangi apps. You just use what you have is fine.
Okay, thank you. So that means you just use what IG has, the platform there, and also whatever TikTok templates are basically are there. Okay, there was one anonymous attendee who asked the video editing apps. I think there was a page that you shared, right? Are you requesting for that page? I think maybe you can review the presentation early, and I think it'll be available live, right, on Property Guru's website, so you can go back and screenshot the page on the videos. Okay, all right, let's see. Next one. How do you filter your clients once you posted in Instagram and TikTok? If the inquiry is low cost, etc., what you want is to focus on high end, so how do you filter? Yeah, that is a challenge, isn't it? It's a very broad base audience.
Yep, of course. So I make it known that all my listings are above 500,000. So I will make sure that people know that. And I think a lot of people do know that, but people still come to you and they're like, Natasha, my budget is not as high. I want to look for something that's 300,000, or I want to spend only 1,500 per month. It's not a problem. I'll probably just find another agent to co-broke with, or we can work with that. But of course, the filtering process becomes easier for me because we already kind of know each other. They follow me and they know what I look like. And when they message me and they approach me, they're like my friends. So they're like, Natasha, I have to ask you a favor. I want to know about, right? For example, let me just mute. Hold on. Okay, thank you. So it's the rapport is already built from the start of the person following you, right? And that, I think, is something that I never realized until I've gotten a lot of these questions from other agents who do calling and do ads on Facebook, right? So on Facebook, it's very okay, I'm clicking on this advertisement. I don't know this agent. I don't know this rent. I'm going to be very cold towards this person because I really don't know who you are, right? For example, but from my side, people know who I am. So when they're inquiring, they're like, hi, Natasha. They already know, and it's already a warm welcome. It's already a rapport that's starting to build. So for me to ask, can I no, I don't mind. If you don't mind, can you share with me if you've checked your loan eligibility? And if you haven't, let me check for you, or I can give you an app that you can use, or I can give you a website that you can use, and then maybe we can work our way from there. And they're very happy to share that with me because we've already built that relationship.
Okay, thanks. Did you start posting on your Instagram page on a personal page, or when you started, you straight away started a business page already?
I straight away started on a business page. My first post was 1st of May 2019 when I was still doing sub-sale, and I remember posting about a unit to rent in Metropolitan Square, 2-bedroom, 1,700. So that was where I started, but I started straight away with 6 posts, so that when people come to my page, they're like, oh, okay, she's posted a lot already, right? So when you're beginning, you can start with quite a few, and so that you give the idea to people that you've been around for a while, right? So yeah, I started with 0 on 1st of May 2019.
Okay, yeah. So that means when you just start straight a business account for Instagram, just dedicated for your real estate business, be it you want to do commercial, or you want to do residential, or you want to mention that you're doing 500,000 and above, whatever the category. I think you just mention it in your bio, right? That's where you did it. Okay, there was a question here. People are asking, right? You were talking about Instagram and TikTok and all that. What about Facebook? Is Facebook still as relevant, or is it being replaced by IG and things?
I think Facebook is still very relevant. I just cannot spend as much as other agents are spending, because I think a lot of people the market is quite saturated on Facebook. And if you don't have the money and you don't have the cost to spend, I have colleagues who are top sales, right? spending anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000 a month just on marketing. And I don't think my posts will do as well as something that's paying for 15,000, right? So I just decided, okay, it's going to be a difficult option, but I will try to do free marketing. Yeah, it's irrelevant. But if you know how to do it, if you are good at the settings and you are confident in it, go ahead. That's why I said what you're comfortable with.
Is it a different type of audience though? Instagram and Facebook, is it a different type of audience, or it's pretty much the same? Did you even put any advertisement budget into your Instagram post? Do you did any like that?
I have tried, but funnily enough, my paid ads do not do as well as just organic marketing. So, I mean, logically speaking, of course, you want to pay as less as possible. I do boost once in a while. So let's say like if we're under lockdown, I really won't spend a lot, like I think people will be like, why you so kedekut, spend 100 ringgit a month. But yeah, that's what I spend on. I invest in my energy. I invest in my energy and my time. It takes longer. Of course, if you pay for something, it comes faster, but I invest my energy and time. And I think people see that as relatable. People see that you're working hard and they want to support you. So I'm very thankful for that. I think I saw a question, how many hours do I spend in a day? I basically, as soon as I wake up, before I sleep, in between, I'll just be taking videos wherever. I'll be like, hey, one new property here, should just take a video and post about this, right? Or hey, I'm passing by a project that I sell. Let me just share with my audience what the stage of construction is, So it's just constantly thinking about ways to share with my clients. Once you're passionate about something, I think you don't really think about it. You just do.
Yeah, it's basically like eat, sleep, dream real estate in a way. That means whatever she's doing, she's constantly thinking, can I share this? Is this of value to my viewers, to my followers? Is this what they want to hear? Is this what they want to learn? So I think the value add part is, I think, very strongly where Natasha is coming from. Okay, there were others that were asking whether you could do tutorial, but I think today the time is a little bit short. But I don't know, Natasha, do you have tutorial classes? How to do Instagram? Do you have that? You do?
I've actually already recorded a tutorial on what apps I use. So I will be sharing that on my Instagram page soon, actually. So that can be beneficial to you guys if you guys want to follow us. I do get a lot of feedback.
Follow her on her Instagram first. I think that's the first thing to do. Follow her, and then you can actually, the tutorial will be there. But if you look back at all her previous posts, you could learn from that what she did. And I don't know if people started copying, is that allowed under Instagram platforms?
No problem, as long as you're not like screenshotting my post and putting your name, that's fine, because there's no such thing as being original, right? Everything is an inspiration, everything comes from an idea. Just take my ideas, like, oh, Natasha talked about leasehold and freehold, go ahead, talk about it. You may present it differently than me. I really believe, orang Melayu cakap, kalau rezeki tu rezeki. If that person went to you to buy, then that's your rezeki. It's not meant for me. I'll just keep doing my best and hope that we grow together and we succeed together. That's it. Yeah.
It's so genuine. This Natasha is a real genuine person, yeah. So I think we may see more of instead of Mary jual condo, it might be Brian jual condo, it might be Siti jual condo, and no. But I think to start, we all need to follow someone, and we also need to copy in a way, and then later on we develop what is truly ours now. I think that is the personal approach. Okay, so he said, what about YouTube channel, Natasha?
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, it's a really good way to explain terms in real estate. It's great to share virtual tours or your house tours, right? But I just couldn't wrap my head around like posting every day and editing, and I found IGTV to be a simpler option for me. So I don't like to stress on things too long, because that's an opportunity cost on my side. If I need to spend too much time on YouTube figuring that out and stressing myself every day, I would rather find an option and just continue with that. So I'm trying YouTube. I'm not the best person to ask for YouTube. I focus on IGTV for 10-minute videos.
Yeah, so I think there's a niche everywhere. I think Facebook has their own the experts who know how to do that. Then there's the YouTube guys. Then there is Natasha with the IG, and also she's moving into TikTok. I think, but you also mentioned that Twitter was also very effective. In fact, Twitter got you 4 million sales as well. So Twitter is a slightly simpler platform to compare to IG and all that, right? Because it's more of one posting, and yeah, it's like things,
Yeah.
So
True.
which one you find is gets you the higher end buyers? Is it the IG? Is it the Twitter?
Definitely Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram, I think, is filled with a lot of different people from different backgrounds, but the bulk of my sales is from Instagram, and I do get the best part is when famous people follow you and they share your post to their Insta stories, and you get their followers. And yeah, so that's just basically how you organically grow. You make people like your content. That person probably has like 200,000 followers, they share it, and that's how you grow, right? And so yeah, high-end buyers for me are on Instagram.
Okay, some people were saying that Instagram maybe is for the very young guys, not really for the the, I don't know, maybe 50 and above or 40 and above, where we're talking about high-end buyers, right? So you're about to prove us wrong, right? You're actually saying that the high-end buyers, which are the older guys, are also on IG. Is that so?
Yes, they are, because I think just like TikTok, people are also trying to go onto digital platforms for their business, for their branding, just like you and me. I'm a millennial. I'm in my 30s, and most of my friends are on Instagram. They're posting what they do online, especially after the lockdown. Everyone wants to have some kind of release or vent, right? And post about things because there's nothing else to do. So all these people are online and they're like, Natasha, I'm looking for my second property. Can you help me? What are the good properties available? So they're everywhere. My advice is, and a lot of people hold themselves back because they think, if I am on Instagram and my budget is 300,000, therefore the people around me also have the same budget. That is not true. You live in a community where people have different incomes and different businesses and have different spending power than you. So it's always important to rid yourself of this block, right? You're not the representative of what your followers are.
Yeah. Okay. There was also another question about people being camera shy. I mean, they're not like, they feel a bit shy, when they, and then talking at the same time, that kind of thing. So is it really important that you have to be in the video, or it could just be you talking and, filming?
Yeah, it could be. It doesn't necessarily have to be your picture or your face in a video. It can be, okay, I'm posting my picture and I have as a post, and I have a caption below. How I closed 2 million worth of sales in a lockdown, for example. But it's just your picture at a viewing, for example, right? What I meant is, you need to show people that you exist. You need to show people, okay, Natasha Gideon or Marriage Condo, this is the face. So if you see me anywhere, you will know, oh, okay, that's the girl from the property page, right? So it doesn't have to be like a video, but if possible, try and make yourself more comfortable. But my advice also could be, your video can also be a voiceover. So I know Reels and IGTV maybe not, but Reels and TikTok, you can do voiceover. You can record maybe like, okay, this is the land that I'm selling. This is 2,000 or square feet. You can do a voiceover after you record. Like, hi everyone, Natasha here. So here I am with you in Valencia, for example, and this is the square feet. And if you want to know more, you can contact me. My link is in my bio. You can just do a voiceover, but just make sure that you do put your face out once in a while, so people remember who you are. People can remember the branding to the face.
Yeah, I think it creates the believability factor, that you are a real person and you're not like some shady person hiding behind Instagram. Everyone's afraid of scammers, right? There was also a question on posting on sub sales. Of course, there were a lot of you're mainly focusing on project at the moment, but how effective will be a sub sale in IG?
Yeah, so I just stumbled upon this page yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know this person, but I stumbled upon her ad, and she is it's called yin.homes, 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 and she writes in her bio that she is a specialist for TTDI specifically. And so if you see, she also has these value giving posts. I'm not sure if you can see, but you can check out her page, right? I don't know this person, so I just like to share what I would follow as well. She has like, oh, why are TTDI landed houses so valuable, for example? And this is something that not other people doing sub-sales are not doing, right? So why aren't you doing it, right? And she has videos of herself taking you through the online tours, right? Something that definitely needs to be done for the sub-sale market, moving forward with like lockdown and the future of being digital realtors, right? Let me just put in the chat box here, yin.homes. It's on IG. Yeah, this is not a paid ad. She didn't tell me to do this. I just really like her page for sub sales. Susah nak jumpa, in my opinion.
I think I stumbled upon it, I think, some time ago. I think she's with KW, if I'm not mistaken.
I see.
Anna Williams, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I saw that video. I thought it was really well done as well.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah, I mean, one way to learn is definitely to follow. Follow these guys, follow these people who have somehow got the model right, and then model after them. Yeah, I think that's the way. Okay, we only probably have time for one more question because I saw the next speaker and the next moderator already in the room. Actually, I think they've been in the room for the last 10 minutes, but never mind. This session is so exciting. I thought, why not? I think with the permission of Property Guru, let's have how many? 2 last questions, okay? Can we have 2 last questions? Anybody have anything else they really want to ask Natasha? You know you can't see her every day, right? And she's not here all the time. So now that she's here, let your your questions be answered. Okay, is there any last burning question from anyone or any question that I have not replied? Okay, there's one question. In IG, would people be interested to watch presenter who is above 50?
I would. Wouldn't you? I would want to know, this one, Thai core, don't know how long in the industry, got all these previous experiences, this is someone who has been through the banner era, go and patch out your number on pieces of land, go in, all these different modes of what's the word, advertising, right? Even if you're new in the industry, you went through all that when you were younger. You've seen how the market has progressed. So I would be very excited to see someone of any age, actually, to be honest. Like if you're new and if you're young, that's great, but a lot of people are young nowadays. Everyone young also go doing agent. I'm an agent now. Let me show you. But if you watch, all these taiko, sharing all these industry secrets. Wow, I will be very excited to follow. So if you do page, you let me know. I want to follow you.
So okay, let's maybe, yeah, right, because maybe in our concept, right, for the older guys, right, our concept is like, well, IGs for the young guys, for those hot ladies, show off their workout, and then their food that they eat, how good their body looks like, things like that. But I think there is two types of Instagram. There's one for the personal where you do all that, and then there's one for the business where people are a little bit more serious and they're really looking into value and following and looking at nice things. Like at the end of the day, the property that you show, the videos that you take, people like to see beautiful things, as in beautiful homes, beautiful projects, nice music, So I think find something that you like to watch and you post it, and I think others would want to watch as well. Yeah. So, okay, let's see. You into recruiting. Yeah, I think, this is the last one, right? So you mentioned that you used IG for recruitment as well. So once you have recruited these people in your team, do you also encourage them to do IG in a big way? Or you feel that, there's only so much, competition, keep it small?
I encourage competition. I think it's great for the market to have different people than marriage or condo talking about property. But more importantly, I will ask my recruit first: are you comfortable in calling? Are you comfortable in or are you comfortable in doing free marketing? One is faster, but is really tiring. You have to call how many numbers, or you have to deal with people who don't really want to talk to you, right? Or do you want to do free marketing that's really slow, but there's a possibility of you really nurturing these relationships. And so a majority of my team members do this same thing, the organic marketing, and we have seen good results. I think as early as one day, people closing deals, as early as 2 months, 3 months, which I think from start to finish, right? Which I think is very good for a person just starting in the industry, just got your license, just starting to do Instagram. Wow, that's good already, because when I started with Property Guru, it took me 3 months to close the deal, and that was a warm lead, and these people are closing deals from strangers. So if you see that is something that you're strong, that you're really strong in doing, go ahead. Yeah, but if you're not, give yourself 6 months, at least 6 months to a year. If you think it really doesn't work, you're really not going to be consistent with it, then it's time to grow, and it's time to find other options.
Yeah, okay. Yes, thank you very much, Natasha, for that. I think very down to earth sharing. I think today I've gained a lot. I think all of you have gained a lot as well. So not to forget that she mentioned 5 key things in her presentation today. Number 1, nampak. Yeah, people must see you. Number 2, kena kenal, right? If they don't know you, they can't deal with you. Then suka, they gotta like you. And look at her, she's so likable. Yakin, when you are genuine, people will be confident in you. And of course, the last thing is only offer, not offer first, then kenal later, then nampak later, right? So there is a flow, there is process, and there is work to be put in. So I'd like, again, on behalf of Property Guru and MIEA, to say a big thank you to Natasha Gideon. It's such an exciting event that we had this morning. Thank you so much for sharing, and we wish you all the best. And also to all the participants, we also wish you guys all the best. And I'll be passing on the chair and the moderation to the next person. So over to you, Property Guru.
Wow, thanks, Ai-Cheng, thanks, Natasha. What a insightful and yeah, fresh. I think it's refreshing to hear that, on social media you've got so much success as well, right? And I agree. In social, the catch is following, right? So you're never really an inventor. You're basically, sort of taking ideas and sort of doing it your own way, and the hope that people will follow you. So really, really great. And I think it's very refreshing from the normal way real estate agents do marketing. And the other thing I'm really glad to see the MIEA president sort of speaking to normal agents about their day-to-day work. And I think that's where the best connection of, or the best value MIEA brings to agents, right? Really understanding their work, right? So thank you very much, Ai-Cheng. Thank you very much, Natasha. We've not met, but I'm sure we will now that you've kenal already. You're definitely a yakin person. I don't know about offer, but maybe one day, you never know. All right, next on, we'll be moving on to our next session, and we actually also have a guest speaker, and I want to introduce him now. So his name is Umar Aiman. So Umar, if you can come online now, that would be great. Hi, Umar. Just want to give a brief introduction to everybody, so hopefully I do you justice down here. The good thing about Umar is, he's now a senior real estate negotiator with Kith Kin Realty. He's not one of those who I believe from young wanted to be a real estate agent, because he's actually a law graduate from UiTM. So, I think he's got the right degree, if you like, to deal with all the legal issues around real estate properties, but nevertheless focused in this career now. He's been in Kith Kin ever since he started about 1.5 years ago, I believe, but very quickly became one of the top 3 producers, especially last year. He focuses or specializes really in Shah Alam real estate, and today he'll be covering The other element of, the new wave of social media or the medium that is used is really virtual tours. So Umar, thank you for joining us, and yes, over to you, man.
All right. Thank you, Sheldon. Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yep, all good, man.
All right, that's great. All right, so first of all, thank you so much, Sheldon, for moderating. Thank you, Property Guru, together with MIEA for the opportunity. All right, so at 10 a.m., it was a very insightful session by Natasha on how to close deals on Instagram and TikTok. But now on to the next session is how do you actually close deals using virtual tours? All right. So good morning, everyone. My name is Umar. I am a senior real estate negotiator with Kith Kin Realty. All right. So without further ado, I'll be sharing my slides. Give me a second. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. Okay, guys. Again, my name is Umar. I am from Kith Kin Realty. So today, I am given the opportunity to share with you guys on virtual tours and the techniques to conduct successful virtual tours. All right. So earlier, Natasha has shared on basically closing deals on Instagram and TikTok. But now we are in the phase or in the period of actually conducting virtual tours. All right. So as of you guys know, the MITI has actually given authorization to the real estate industry to actually practice and go for appointments, physical appointments. So if you guys were excited to hear the news, type excited in the chat box. It's a very big news. We've been on lockdown since June 2021. For the past 3 months, it's been always at home. You cannot go for physical appointments. All the closings were a bit stuck, so everything must be done online. So only recently, MITI actually gave the real estate industry to be part of the essential services and to actually conduct physical viewings. However, all right, this is something we need to take note of, that even though we are excited to go out to practice real estate today, but there are certain or several homeowners or home buyers that are afraid of going out. Because, unfortunately, the new cases today are still at 18 to 20,000 new cases every day, right? Even though the vaccination rate is almost at 50%, but still people are having the fear to actually go out, all right? So the buyers, they actually would like to view the property, and the owners, they would like to sell the property, but the only setback is the owners are afraid to meet physically, to have that face-to-face contact. So what do we do as real estate negotiators? How can we resolve the issue? Is by virtual tours. So virtual tours, meaning that usually physical tours is that the buyer will go to the property to view physically. But in virtual tours, meaning that you, as the real estate agent or negotiator, you bring the property to them. All right? So everything is done online. So basically on virtual tours, then is the new trend in this new norm. All right. So before I move on forward, I would love to ask the audience a question. All right. When was the last time you bought things online? Please reply in the chat box, whether it's Lazada or Shopee, Foodpanda, GrabFood. When is the last time you guys bought things online? Is it yesterday? Is it this morning? See, we have people buying online things this morning, yesterday. Shopee, last week, last 12 hours. So basically, we have to admit that the fact that everything is now turning into an online platform. Usually, you have never thought of buying groceries online. But now, you can actually buy from Jaya Grocer online. You can actually buy from Tesco online. So everything has turned into an online platform. All right. So almost every day, to be precise, almost every day people are shopping online, and that is the reason why real estate must also evolve into an online platform. All right. Okay. So virtual tours, a slight definition, is basically a simulation of an existing location or a house usually composed of a sequence of videos or still images. So like I mentioned earlier, instead of bringing the buyer to the property, you bring the property to them. How? With videos, with photos, all right? So if I can get your attention today, today's session will be a very brief, very simple session. I will share with you guys on several techniques on how to create or how to close on a successful virtual tour. All right, some people might feel, I never done virtual tour. This is not my thing. But today, I'll be sharing with you the simplest way of doing a virtual tour that everyone can actually do it by your own. All right. So what are the tools? What are the simple tools that you need to actually conduct a virtual tour? All right. As simple as a smartphone, laptop, PC, and tablet. If you guys have both of these gadgets or items, please type yes in the chat box. All right. So you only need your smartphone. You only need your laptop to do virtual tours. So why do you need your smartphone? Is for you to take photos, for you to take videos, all right? And for you to present to your clients on virtual tour is only using by your laptop, your PC, and your tablet. Only these two items, all right? And what are the platforms that we can use? There are multiple platforms online which are accessible free. You can actually have Zoom, like what we're in now, Zoom meeting, Google Meet meeting, or even WhatsApp video call. All right, so it's very, very simple, and I will share with you on the steps one by one. Okay, so if you guys are ready to proceed with the tips and tricks to a successful virtual tour, please type in the chat box ready. Then we'll begin right away. All right, everyone is ready. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. Loving the NDG today. So I will be starting right away on the first tips to a successful virtual tour. Before that, let me ask the audience today, all right, a general question. Can you actually sell real estate by virtual tour? Need I remind you that virtual tours has been a practice, say not too long ago, maybe like a few years back, but for the past 5 to 10 years, it has not been a common norm. But today, virtual tour is something that is very common. So you guys, what are your perception? Can you actually sell real estate by virtual tours? We see the comments, yes, 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 and everyone is having that positive mindset. All right, and that is very, very positive, because in my take on virtual tours, you can actually sell properties or real estate via virtual tours. It all begins with the mindset. I cannot stress how important mindset is. You know, people are motivational speakers. You see on TikTok, you see anywhere, they talk about mindset, because to me, there is no limit to your self-belief. If you believe you can fly, then that is how big your mindset is, and you can fly with the right mindset. All right. So before doing anything else, you have to put the right mindset. So before I move forward, before we start to learn on how to do successful virtual tours, I need the audience to take a minute, take a deep breath, relax, and put in your mind that I can sell real estate with virtual tour. All right. Okay, take a deep breath with me. Take a deep breath. 1, 2 in. Relax. Okay. Then put it in your mind, put it in your head. I can sell real estate via virtual online. If you guys have done that, type mindset in the chat box. Then I know that you guys are pumped up, excited. We can move forward with the next tips and tricks. All right. So why do I say mindset is very important? Mindset, basically, a quote by Lisa Rusik. She mentioned, changing your mindset may change your situation. Unfortunately, in our situation now, where COVID cases are still high and still on the rise, it's very dangerous for us to meet up physically. That's why we have to change our mindset. We have to change our mindset to actually change our situation. So I would just like to share with you briefly on the virtual tours that I have done during the lockdown and even today, and few of the successfully transacted real estate that I did during the lockdown. So these are my personal tips that I've been practicing. So there are a few things that I did wrongly. There are a few things that I think needs to be improved, and I've compiled into one, say, a good presentation, and I'll be sharing everything with you guys today. All right. Okay. So number one, when we are doing virtual tour presentation, there are few things we need to be prepared of. Number one is our mindset, because like I mentioned earlier, no matter how powerful you are, top sales, top agency, but if you don't have the right mindset to actually sell real estate via online or virtual tours, you cannot do so. So the audience, you guys have actually get that positivity, get that mindset right. You guys can sell property via virtual tours. Now is to make that preparation. Okay, number one, like Natasha mentioned, is about kenal. It's about knowing the agent, who the agent is. All right. So number one is always about agent introduction. That's the most important key. Establish yourself as a registered real estate negotiator, and the goal is to create that instant trust or rapport with the client. All right. Because you guys buy things online. You mentioned, some of the audience mentioned they just bought on Shopee, Lazada today. But 90% of the audience here, they bought things online, but they have never met the seller. You have never met the seller on Shopee or Lazada. And that is how we have to bring it into real estate. These buyers, these clients, they have never met us. But why do we buy things on Shopee or Lazada? Because we trust the seller. We know the seller is a verified seller by Shopee or Lazada. So the same thing has to apply to us as well. We have to make sure that we have to create that rapport of being a registered real estate negotiator, and only then the client will actually trust us. All right. So there are many ways for you to actually create that trust or create that credibility by creating your own profile. All right. Then you can actually create few of your, if you guys are featured anywhere, if you guys are the top sales of your agency, top producer, you guys are featured on newspapers, share it with your clients. All right. So these are a few featured moments earlier with MIA and Mudah Property, and I was featured in Star Property as well. So if you guys have any sorts of achievements to actually share with your clients to gain that instant rapport and trust, insert in your presentation. All right. So now we are in the phase of doing the presentation. Number one, create that agent introduction. All right, that is the most important thing. And basically, at the end of the whole virtual tour, at the end of the deal, we only want happy clients. So what you can say to your clients, these are my previous clients I have dealt with before, and my goal or my passion is to have every happy clients to actually deal with me. All right. So my service to you is actually to get you your dream home and make you happy at the end of the day. So when you get that trust with the buyer, with the clients, either home buyers or homeowners, when you get that trust, it will be more easier to move forward. All right. Once you get that, Natasha said, kenal then you suka. Once you get that part, it'll be much more easier for you to actually move forward with the virtual tour. All right. Next is the listing slides. All right. So virtual tours, like I mentioned before, is basically you are bringing the property to an online platform to the buyer for them to see the property. All right. So when we are preparing the listing slides, there are a few say criteria or requirements we have to actually make use of to actually make the buyer feels like as if I am here viewing the property physically. All right. If you put like only minor, simple stuff, they don't feel the excitement of. I still don't feel the feel of viewing property lah. So we try to give them as many details as possible to make them feel occupied with the whole house like they are viewing it physically. So number one, particular details of the listing, location, photos of the listings, and videos of the listing if you have any videos. So particular details meaning that you guys are focusing exactly what is the location, what the detail, is it freehold, is it bumi lot or non-bumi lot, what is the size, what is the build up. So make sure every details is there and accurate. All right, because the buyers are not there, so they are relying on your specialty, they are relying on your professionalism to actually explain to them the actual dimensions, details of the property. All right, that is for the particular details. Number two, moving on to location. location is very important. For every house, I have to emphasize to all my clients, if you're looking for a home, location, location, location. This is how important location for your house is, because you're going to pay the bank for another 30 to 35 years. You're going to be staying there for a very long time. So if you choose the wrong location, then you're going to be like staying in a very set environment lah. All right. So when you are presenting the location, present the exact location. If the place is in section 7 Shah Alam, you do not advertise the whole Shah Alam map. Focus on section 7 and which part of section 7, what jalan is it on, all right? And present the advantages of the location, meaning that let's say if you're in section 7 Shah Alam, if you guys are familiar, we have hospitals, we have shopping malls, we have universities here in section 7. So highlight and present all the advantages. Also present the nearby accessibilities, any highways, any public transportation from the location. So make sure the location attracts the buyer. All right, then highlight the crucial landmarks. So basically, because some clients, they prefer to buy a house which is near schools, which is near surau or masjid. So if you know that the house matches this requirement, highlight on that crucial landmarks. So you mentioned, okay, so this house is only like 100 meters away from a nearby school. All right, so there are many ways you can actually get location. Nowadays, you can actually use Google Earth, Google Map. They have satellite views, they have terrain views, so you can actually see the actual location of the house. I'll just give you one of my example on one of my listings. So this is Jalan Electron U16/54D. It's in Denai Alam, Shah Alam. So this is how I present the location and also the neighborhood. All right. So try to make it as detailed as possible. All right. And after you presented where the house is located in the neighborhood, you try to expand it bigger to the whole neighborhood. So this is the commercial center, right? It's a bit messy, but just for your reference, you have banks, you have shop lots, you have restaurants, you have 99 Speed Mart, all right? So these are the shops that are available, which could be the attracting point for the buyer to actually move into that location. So if you guys are doing which TTDI or doing Mon Kiara, you highlight all the malls, all the schools, all right, for the buyer to actually be connected to the location itself. All right. So if you guys believe that location is an important factor in purchasing a house, type location in the chat box. All right. So after location, that is very crucial. So I'll be sharing more on location. Basically, just do like simple things. Maybe like I focus in Denai Alam. All right. So what I do actually is you highlight on the amenities. What are the amenities available in Denai Alam? You have hypermarkets, you have convenience store, you have fast food chains, and these are the things that the buyers want to know. Besides purchasing that particular house, they also want to know how is the surrounding. But since they could not actually view the property physically, we try to bring the house and the location as much as we can to the purchaser. All right. Okay. So far that is for location. I hope you guys understood the importance of the location for purchasing a property. Now I will share on photos. All right. So photos. When you're talking about photos, you actually want to present the exact and the real photos of the house. Please do not present say developer photos, or say, unless if you're doing projects, that's a different story. If you're doing sub-sales, do not use any like artist impressions or architectural drawings. Use the exact real and exact photos of the house, and then you present the photos from different angles of the house. So the good thing is, before the lockdown, some of you guys already have photos of the house. The only thing you guys need to do now is to only share the photos to your clients via Zoom or via a virtual tour. All right. Then the most important thing, if you guys are doing high rises, condominiums, penthouses, present the facilities. All right. That is actually the main attraction point while people are moving to high rises. So the facilities, you have pool, you have the gym, and also some of the facilities that people actually say tak pandang tinggi sangat or terlupa is the car park bay, because the buyers or the tenants who are looking actually pays important attention to the car park, whether the car park is side by side or tandem. They actually want to know. So if you're doing high rises, present as well the facilities and car park bay. All right. So also highlight the crucial plus point of the house. If the house has like high ceilings, built-in wardrobe, kitchen cabinet, so make sure this plus point of the house are actually presented. All right. So number one, this is something I made a mistake in my earlier virtual tour, which I would like to share with you guys. On my first virtual tour with my client, I sent my client this layout or collage. All right. So this is my latest listing. It's Feria Denai Alam. So my mistake was I put all these photos into a collage. And I noticed that my clients have a hard time to actually look at the photos. They have to like squinch or, can you zoom the photos? So that is the hardship that they are facing. And when you have too many photos on one screen, you are having a hard time to actually explain one by one. All right. So this is the improvement that I did from my first one. This is the first one. All right. So I will name this O. All right, this is the old one. Then this is the latest one. And this is something that you should not do. All right. This is something you should not do. And I will share with you on how I believe should be the way to actually show houses or show photos to the clients. All right. So first of all, you mention all the details in one slide. So this is Feria Denai Alam is a 2-story link house. It's a freehold property, individual title. You mentioned the built-up size, the land area, and once the buyer gets the details of the property, only then you show the photos. And the photos, I believe the best way is to maximize the photos. So one photo should be exactly onto one screen. All right. So this is the front view of the house. I'll just bring you guys through a tour lah. So this is the front view of the house. Then this is the living area. All right. And this is the kitchen, and you guys have the bedrooms. So make sure you guys present it one by one so that the photos actually look bigger and your clients won't have a bad, hard time to actually squinch and look at the photos if they are too small. All right. So this is very important to me. Maximize the photos, make it as big and as clear as possible. And when your buyer sees beautiful photos, that creates an instant feeling of love to the property. They feel like, okay, this property looks big. This property looks spacious. I fell in love already with the property. So you want to create that impression. All right. Okay. So now coming to the last part of doing the listing presentation is by videos. So videos, if you guys notice, there are lots of real estate videos now on social media, or either on TikTok, on Instagram type videos. You will see lots of agents, lots of real estate negotiators are now doing videos of the house. And this is something I would like to praise everyone for actually doing video. We are in the norm of 2021. All right. So in 2021, basically everything has turned into a video mode. If you notice, if you guys are on Facebook, you scroll every 15 seconds, you will see a new video, be it a cooking video or a viral video. Everything is now on video. All right. So we have to take that approach as well and turn real estate into videos platform as well. All right. So if you guys have videos of the property, present the videos. All right. Take videos from different angles of the house, take videos of the facilities as well, and the car park, and also highlight the crucial part. And to do videos, to be honest, you don't need a professional videographer. You don't need an expensive camera. You can only use your smartphone. All right. So since you guys earlier mentioned that everyone has a smartphone and has a laptop, so only use your smartphone, and you can use many free editing apps to actually edit the video, edit the photos to make it into one nice video. All right. So maybe we could take a 1-minute break. I would love to share my latest property tour video. If you guys are down for it, type tour, TOUR tour, and we will take 1-minute break, and I will share with you my latest property tour in Denai Alam. All right. Okay. This is my latest property tour. So let's just sit back and relax, and I'll play for you my latest property tour. Sorry, okay. All right. Okay, guys. If I noticed the screen might be a bit lagging, my apologies from sharing the screen. So if you guys would like to see more of my property tours, please go into my YouTube channel. It's Umar Aiman on YouTube, and you can actually see my other property tours. So now, if you guys have moving forward, if you guys have questions, right? My clients want to virtually view the property, but I don't have any photos or videos. You're concerned. So what can we do? Previously, during the lockdown, I would suggest to my friends, to my partners, get the help from the owner or the tenant to actually take photos and take videos for you to present. But now the good thing is we can actually go out to physical appointments. So if the owner still feels afraid of not willing to accept any viewings from buyers, but maybe perhaps you could convince the owner, I am fully vaccinated, I would just be coming once to take a video of the whole property, then I will show it virtually to all my clients so that they would not have to come here. All right, so that is what I've been doing so far. If my clients, if my owners are a bit worried on having buyers coming over, I would suggest them, like for me, to come over alone and take photos, take videos of the whole property and show it to them virtually. All right, so that is something we can do. So in terms of preparing listing slides, just to recap, all right. So number one, we have the mindset. That is something you guys have already, all right. Now the listing preparation. Number one is the particular details. All right. Number two is the location of the house. Number three, photos of the listings. So photos, as I mentioned, do not make it into one collage where you put all the photos into one slide. It will be too cramped and the buyers will be having a hard time to see all the photos. But make it into one nice one photo per slide to make it very big as possible. And if you have any videos of the property, that's an extra plus point. All right. Okay. And after you have prepared, after you're presenting the listing slides, then you can proceed to discuss with your buyer. I'm sure most of you guys will explain to the buyer, if you would like to buy the property, these are the costs that you might need, these are the timeline that is going to be, we have to face this, prepare this kind of timeline. So this is just a short recap of the timeline that I used to share to my clients. So these are the prices, all right, and this are the timeline of the whole process. So you can actually share this also online via virtual tour, so that your client, even though you guys don't meet face to face, but you guys can actually understand, the buyers can actually understand what is the timeline to buying a property and how long do I have to wait till I get my keys. All right, so make it as informative as possible, make it as very, say, face-to-face meeting. So you turn the online meeting into a almost similar face-to-face. All right, make it as informative as possible, make it as fun as possible, so that the buyer, even though he's not physically seeing the property, but he feels as if he is looking at the property and having a fun time viewing the property. All right, so that is number one, mindset. Number two, the slides preparation, and number three is the most important thing that you have to do is energy. Energy is something that you must have when you're presenting a virtual tour. All right, so you do not want to present okay, tuan, selamat pagi, hari ni saya nak present rumah ni lah. So rumah ni dekat Shah Alam. You do not want that energy. You want to be as excited, you want the buyers to be excited as you are. You want to start off with, good morning, Mr. Ali. My name is Umar. I'm from Kith Kin Realty. Today, I'll be sharing with you a virtual tour of the property located in Shah Alam. You want to be as excited, as enthusiastic, so that the buyers feel the same way. If your energy is, going down, is low, then the buyers will have the same reaction, will have the same energy. But if you are pumped up, if you are excited, then that is how the buyers will feel. All right. Just to share with you guys, during the whole 2-3 months of lockdown, I actually acquired 2 exclusive listings in my farming area just by doing virtual tours. So the feedbacks that I'm getting is the energy. They love the energy. All right. So number one is mindset. Number two is listing preparation. And number three, have this exciting energy. All right. If you guys believe that energy is very important, and if you guys also like the energy that I'm bringing to you guys today, type energy in the chat box. All right. I always believe that energy is very important. And moving forward, if you guys are doing virtual tours, have that exciting energy. All right. Then your buyers will actually feel the same. Okay. Okay. Now those are the 3 simple steps. All right. So coming back to the earlier questions, from these steps, mindset, preparation, energy. So can you actually now sell real estate by virtual tours? Type yes if you feel that you can, and type no if you still feel that I don't think I can. All right. Okay. So I see people typing yes, yes, yes. All right. So we have to be prepared, because now physical viewings is a good thing, because that has been our norm since the first day of real estate. Go to properties, view properties. But the world is changing, and we have to adapt. We have to adopt the changes. If we are left behind, sorry to say, we are not growing. So we have to adopt. We have to move forward, and we have to try the virtual tour. It does not have to be fancy. It just has to be practical. All right. Okay. So basically, before ending the sharing, then after a few times of doing virtual tours, I feel that there are still some improvements that I could do with using my virtual tour. So number one, what did I improve of? I actually invested in one drone, so you can actually see the property from the aerial view, from the neighborhood view, and these are a few of the drone footages that I shot. All right, so when you have drone footages, it looks better. All right, but this is something I would just like to share with you. I believe it's a good investment for me. And another thing that my partners and I just recently applied onto our marketing is 360 virtual tour. So 360 virtual tour is actually very common for developers to actually use. So we invested, my partners and I, we invested into a 360 camera, and we planted it into the listing, into each room, each layout of the house, and they will actually capture the whole 360 layout of the whole location. All right. So I believe there are still improvements to be made, but these are the few tips and tricks I could share with you from my previous experience of doing it right or doing it wrong. Then I improvise, and these are the tips and tricks that I could share with you. All right. So hope that actually understands. So now I would like to briefly share on the post-meeting approval. So as I mentioned earlier, we just gotten our approval authorization to actually go for physical viewings, and every one of us is excited. All right. But what is happening now, and what should we expect today? All right. So today, yesterday's cases is 18,000 new cases. The vaccination rate is at 50% of the whole country. That is very good, but the cases are still high. And in terms of the property market itself, buyers are actually taking the opportunity to buy their first property, first home, to actually get the full loan, to get the stamp duty waiver, and the sellers are actually taking this opportunity to actually sell their property to get that RPGT waiver for residential sub sales. All right. So this is what is happening now. So this is the opportunity that we have to take. It's not too late yet. All right. If you guys feel that for the past 3 months, I honestly I did not do anything, and now for me to start back, it's not easy lah. I'm not lying. It's not going to be easy, but you can do it. All right. I always believe in this one quote that motion creates emotion. All right. So this one quote that I actually live by: motions create emotions, meaning that when you do something, you create the emotions. All right. So you cannot expect, let's say, okay lah, let's wait for me to close one deal, only then I start to practice again. It will not happen. You have to move. You have to do something in order for you to close deals. All right. So if you guys feel sluggish, trust me, I feel the same way. When you're staying at home for 3 months doing nothing, cannot go out, then you feel like, what am I doing today? Sometimes, I do feel that I forgot what day today is. It's today Saturday. It's only Monday. But you don't remember the day, you don't remember the dates. That is how long you've been staying at home. And for us to actually kickstart our progress in real estate might not be easy. So always believe in motions. Motion does not have to be big. You do not have to buy 1,000 ringgit worth of credits on PropertyGuru or wherever portals. Small motions. Just get out of bed, make your bed, and start opening your laptop. Talk to clients, talk to your partners, talk to friends. The small things that you do today will actually be the catalyst to your success moving forward. All right. If you feel that you guys have not reached that momentum yet after the lockdown, it's the best time to start. Why? Because I mentioned people are buying, people are selling, and people are not having the fear. So with virtual tours, you can actually take advantage and go across or go over your competition, because not many people are doing. And today I'm sharing with over close to 200 people here in this sharing. You guys could be the catalyst. You guys could be the only few agents who are actually doing virtual tours and closing deals. So let's start today, all right? Because I always came across this very famous proverb, a Chinese proverb. It states, the best time to plant a tree, it was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. All right. So if you feel that previously you've not been doing well, you feel that you're a bit sluggish, then let that be behind. The best time to start is now. So after this sharing, I would love for everyone to actually be pumped up, be ready. No matter how small you think the improvement is, no matter if you feel that turning on your laptop, switching it on is actually an improvement, that is a good improvement today. All right. Okay. So I'm actually at the end of my sharing. So I would also emphasize to you guys that the wave is coming. This is not the wave, the pantai wave, the sea, the pantai, no. The wave, the property wave. Because as I mentioned earlier, and from my previous experience on the previous lockdown, after the lockdown, people are buying. You know, people are, they get the money during the lockdown, during the moratorium, and then they want to invest into a new property, they want to buy a new home, they want to sell off their property. All right, so this is the best time, and the wave is only starting. All right, so in Kith & Kin, we always, the tagline is to ride the wave. So when the wave comes, we have to ride with it and not to be tenggelam by the wave. All right, if you guys are ready to ride the biggest wave, come say it with me. This is the last thing of this sharing tonight. Today, I'll be okay. So in the chat box later, I will be saying ready, set. You guys type in the chat box, go. So it's going to be ready, set, go. All right. So if you guys are ready to ride the wave with me today, type go in the chat box. Ready, set, ready, set, ready, set, go. All right. My name is Umar Aiman. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Umar. What a very practical way of showing people how to do it. I like the fact that, you know, when it comes to technology, a lot of people emphasize on the technology and the tools. But if I take one thing out of your presentation, Umar, is you don't really emphasize on the technology tool. You emphasize on yourself, right? Mindset. You emphasize on energy and excitement. And I'll be honest with you, that's the secret of social media success. Right? It's not so much around the video, it's the content of the video, right? The person in it, or even the content you're sharing. So really, really great tips. Thank you so much for that. Look, I'm going to open up to great stuff. And also, I'm going to open up for some Q&A now. I have one question already in the Q&A session, Umar, and hopefully we can address all of them as they come in. But yeah, thank you, first of all, for standing in. I know, you know, Kith & Kin, it's amazing to see you guys, your growth journey, you know, being a young agency, but at the same time, very much embracing the challenges that we're facing in such a positive manner. So that's really, really great to see, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, Umar, I guess one of the key questions, like, you know, coming out is really the tools that you use with regards to actually coming up with the end product of the virtual tour. So what are some of the hardware or for that matter, software as well, that you need to have to use in order to put it all together?
Okay. Good question. To be honest, I'm not that say enthusiastic into all this technology. I don't go for paid softwares or hardwares, you know. So for all my photos and property tours, all the videos, I'm only using my iPhone 11. If you guys can see my iPhone 11, all right? So that's the only gadget that I use. And then I also invested in drones and also 360 cameras. So those are the gadgets that I have. In terms of editing software, I only use free editing softwares you can find on Google Play, on App Store like InShot or iMovie for Apple users. You have so many free editing softwares. So the goal is to not actually say, because some people might say, I don't have time to invest in all these things, but it's not a matter of, because there's no cost. You can download everything online for free. So it's just us making the effort to actually move forward. All right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't cost you anything to get started, and I'm pretty sure you bought this drone and 360 camera after a few months or maybe a year of doing all these free softwares and all that, right? So that's actually a great answer. If anyone's wondering how to get started and how much you'll get started, I guess what Umar's saying is it costs you nothing. It maybe cost you your time. Maybe that's the cost involved. But like he said, it's the mindset and the exciting energy to actually get it done. So that's what it's going to cost you. I mean, there obviously now the questions coming through is how much does a 360 camera cost? Maybe some people want to get started with that. And maybe how much does a drone cost you? I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if you know sort of the market rate, but what did it cost you, your camera and your drone?
Okay. Good question. So basically, when I do property shooting or video for properties, I use one phone stabilizer known as a gimbal. So I bought from DJI Osmo Mobile. So that's only like less than 300 ringgit, and it gives you a very nice stability in your property tours. So that was actually the game changer for me. I invested 300 ringgit in my property videos, and the videos actually got me a few other listings and sold some properties as well. All right. And also, okay, I will just type in the chat box since someone is asking. It's DJI Osmo Mobile 3.
Yeah, DJI is a very well-known
now
drone.
Shopee and Lazada is having, it's having it's having a very huge discount on that. And also my drone, I'm also using DJI. It's DJI Mini 2. So that cost me around slightly over 2,000 ringgit. But because I always believe in my motto has always been expansion. In every way. So you just keep moving forward. So I believe in investing in another aerial footage of drone actually moves you forward. So I invested slightly over 2,000 for the drone. I also invested around less than 2,000 for the 360 camera. But the 360 camera helps me a lot, meaning that because sometimes video you might not get the whole angle of the property. But with 360, you actually get to see how developers are actually showing properties virtually. That is how the 360 camera works. And we only applied that after this lockdown, and that has helped me a lot. So I hope that actually answers the question.
Awesome. And I want to go back towards your point around mindset and energy. And I think that's one thing that I take off from your presentation. Just take us through the trial and error period that you were going through. I'm sure it wasn't suddenly you wake up one day, Umar is great at doing videos and virtual tour, and you went through this phase of learning from your mistakes, right? Correct. I mean, what was that period like? Right? How long do you think, or how fast did you think it sort of get you towards using, and what was the emotions like going through that period? Man?
Okay, understood. Okay, so a very good question. So when I started, it was because it's not something that is you don't have the natural talent to like, okay, it takes training, it takes time. So when I started, because I started realizing that virtual tours is a must is during this lockdown. During the first lockdown back in March 2020, it was still not too highlighted on virtual tours. Then people were still resting that time. But in this lockdown, I believe that I have rested in the first MCO, and I'm not going to do the same thing in MCO 3.0. So then I've noticed few of my friends, including Natasha herself, she's been doing project previews on Instagram via Zoom meeting. So I thought that why can't we do the same thing for sub-sale properties? So then I joined her sharing. I started to do my own research. How do you actually get sale properties to move into virtual tours? So the first move was actually a bit hard, because the first thing is the doing part is not hard. Is the hard thing is to accept, to move out of the comfort zone, for you to actually, okay, I can do this. That is the hardest part. All right. So once I got that part settled, I feel that I want to be the next thing in this industry. I want to be the best here, so I need to do something else. So once I get that done, I switched on my laptop. I started to do a presentation. Then I started to put in photos, put in videos, and then when everything was ready, I presented to my client for the first time. But the first time was never. I mean, it was not perfect. All right. The first time was like, sometimes you got internet connection problem. Then because it's your first time speaking to a stranger, face to virtually, then you feel like, okay, so this property, so you tend to like forgot what are you gonna say. Then sometimes you might feel nervous, but it's always trusting the process lah. All right, so from one virtual tour to another one, you can actually have a role play with your partners, with your seniors, or with your team leaders. The key is just to trust the process and to continuously practice. All right, and until today, there are still improvements to be done, but for the past 3 months, we have done our virtual tour and improvise from day to day. And today, when we can actually move forward and go for physical viewings, is better because we can get the 360 camera to come in. We can get the drone to come in the property to shoot an aerial footage, and that really helps as well. And for the energy, I did not start off by speaking this energetic. It was like, okay, Encik, hari ni saya nak cerita tentang rumah ni. Then that one time the client was like this. Then I was like, ayo, you know, when the client starts to do this, when listening to you speaking, that is obviously means that you are not entertaining or making him excited. So then I did some reading, and the best way is to actually get excited, get pumped up, and your clients will actually feel the same way. All right. So I hope that actually answers the questions.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, look, now if I hear you, I wouldn't imagine, or I could not imagine you going through all that first steps that you took to get here now, right? And that's what people don't realize, right? It's like, is that mindset, as you say, just take that first step, keep on doing it. You know, you talk about trusting the process, and that's exactly it, right? If you keep doing something over and over again, you eventually become better. And nobody will remember you from your failures. People, you know, after 3 months, they see you doing it, they start thinking you're a pro already, right? Like you were born with a natural gift, right? And I think that's really, really good sharing, man. Thank you for that, because I think that's what's holding people back. The fact that they want to be as successful as you do it, but they don't know if they can. But now that they hear, you know, your journey starting from scratch, maybe that's the day one for them, right? Rather than one day in the future. Great.
Correct.
Now, I also want to sort of say, like, look, it takes time, right? You know, 360 camera, you're going out there, you're doing shooting, you come back, you open your app, you do editing, etc. So one question that comes to my mind, Umar, is how do you plan your day or your week or your schedule, for that matter? Because you've now added this additional element of your sales process, right? This work around shooting, you know, you're doing drone, right? And all that. What is your schedule looking like on a day-to-day or on a weekly basis?
All right. Okay. I get this question quite a lot because I'm the, let's say, how to say, sole agent. I don't have any assistants, no team yet. So I'm the only sole agent. So I have to, time management is
even
very
better.
crucial. Yeah, so time management is very crucial. So let's say on the weekdays, all right, Monday to Friday, after waking up, then I will start with connecting with my clients. So basically from like say 8 to 9 until noon, around 12, that is where I'll be doing the advertising, marketing, social medias, prospecting, following up with clients. So everything is to be done in the morning, all right, before lunch, all right. And then after lunch is all the outdoor activities, it's all the drone footages, it's all the videography, photography, it's all the listing appointments, showing appointments. So everything is to be done after 12 until the end of the day. I might stop at 9, I might stop at 10 for viewings and everything, but you know, I mean, I'm 23, I still have that energy, no commitments yet, so I'll just doing it, go all out until the end of the day. And so after going back at night, only then I will start to edit the videos, put into a nice 360 tour, and that will actually take maybe 1 hour, or once you get hold of it, it actually takes a shorter time. So I used to edit my first property video. I mean, to edit the video took me like 45 minutes, but now I only take like 15 minutes to edit the whole thing. Just put in some songs, then you get a nice property video. All right.
Right.
So that is how I used to do it. In the morning is more to engaging with clients and on social media, and the afternoon is where I do all the outdoor activities.
And I assume you work 7 days a week, right?
Sorry?
You work 7 days a week. Do you take any break?
True. I work 7 days a week. I do. I mean, sometimes. My problem is sometimes, just to be frank with you, I do have that say workaholic problem.
Really?
So sometimes I work too much. I'm not at home too often. But now realizing I try to be more with my family as well. Work-life balance.
That's great. That's great. There's these questions around editing, and you mentioned this now, that you get better at it. So maybe the question is, what apps do you use, and you know, what kind of how do you rate editing skills? Like what is required to become a good editor for virtual tours? What are the tips down there for editing?
Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not too I'm not too enthusiastic about the whole videography thing. You know, to me, as long as you have a good photo, you have a good video footage, you just compile everything into one video, then that's it. Professional videographers, they take the time to actually put on filters, edit it, make it look brighter, nicer. But I only do it like minimal, not too extensive on that part. So my editing is very simple. Let's say you have 10 video footages of the whole house. So you insert it into the application. What I could recommend is for Apple users, I only use iMovie. That's the free application Apple is giving, iMovie. And if you guys are on Android, you can actually use InShot. You can actually use VN. VN is actually a new app. It's VN, like literally VN, Venezuela and Nigeria, VN. So it's available on both App Store and Google Play Store. So it's very simple, whereby you actually just compile your whole video lot together and put in some songs, and you have a very nice video. It's as simple as that. So because earlier it took me some time, because I need to, how do I do this? How do I do that? But once I get familiar with the whole layout of the whole application, it's very simple. Just crop here, crop there, crop here, put some songs in the video, then you're done. All right. So practice. It takes some practice over time, but you guys can actually do it.
Right. Yeah, there's no fast way, basically. Just last question, Umar. You know, I don't want to take too much time from everybody as well. They've been with us for some time. The flight restriction for drones, is there any? Do you need specific license to fly a drone?
So basically, when you buy, when I bought the DJI, when you have the application DJI Fly on your phone, they will somehow be connected with the airspace in the country. So when you are flying above a restricted zone, or when you are flying too high, then they will they will actually send in a notification of warning. So usually talking about residential flying, just slightly above the roof, slightly not too high and not into a restricted area, then we would not have any problems lah. But if I was one day I was shooting near TUDM.
Wow.
My listing was near Tentera Udara.
Yeah.
That was I think in Subang. So when I flew my drone, I think they detected some kind of air movement. So they sent me a notification, please take down the drone. So when you're too near to a restricted space, they will actually let you know. And if you're too high or too say not following the regulations, they will actually send you a notice lah. But if you're just flying normal property for house to house, that's actually okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much for your time, Umar. It was great to sort of get the practical views, and yeah, I really like the fact that you say, look, it's down to you as a person, as an individual, to sort of stay motivated lah. So thank you very much.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sheldon. Thank you for moderating. It's been you've been wonderful. And
awesome.
Thank you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, now very quickly, I'm just going to sort of wrap up the show with regard for today's session with a summary, really around what we do at Property Guru as well. So we bring you this expert series really is to get you more accustomed towards what are the new ways and what are the sort of the successful ways out there that agents are practically doing, so that you can really hear from the experts themselves, and the experts are actually agents themselves, like Umar and Natasha today, so that you can apply it in your practical view as well. This is one area of commitment that we told you we will do from Property Guru, which is to try to give you different elements that can make you successful, and not just focus on us as a company, but really focus on you as an agent. That's our commitment, to make you successful. So in my summary, I'm just going to share with you a little bit more around the data that you can benefit from Property Guru. I think the interesting thing is, when we were talking to Umar just now, he mentioned he gets all his work done in the morning so that he can get to do all the other work, the actual appointments, etc., in the afternoon. And the good thing about it is, just based on the data I'm going to share with you, it sort of makes sense, right? So the first things first is, before lockdown, before MCO, normally you will see our traffic in terms of viewing of properties or listings for that matter was towards the tail end of the week, right? So the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But we've actually seen a shift now that more people are at home. We actually see the days that they spend more time viewing listings are actually on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, with Wednesday being the highest, slightly above the Tuesday. But it just tells you that the midweek is usually where now, given the time spent at home, is when people are actually looking at listings, or more actively looking at listings. Now, does this mean you change everything you do? Maybe not, but you at least know by the Monday, you need to get all your accurate information on the listings up and ready. If you have more enriched, richer videos, richer pictures, better clarity in terms of your property listings content, it's best to get it up by Monday, so that when you hit the high peak listing views, the consumers may be able to get better information from your listings. In terms of timing, clearly the best time is towards the later part of the evening and towards the night. But as I said, if you get all these things done, like Umar, he gets it done by 12, he's capturing that high viewer listings timing when they consume his listings, right? When they start viewing his listings. So this is really some just practical data for you to use in your weekly, daily planning of how you structure your day. Now, the other thing, obviously, we are investing heavily in terms of agent profiling, and you can see down here, we are basically improving our agent profile page. It looks a lot more fresher, it looks a lot more new, there's a lot more emphasis on the agent themselves. So things like summary of your experience, it's all there, some really quick pointers they can pull out, like number of years of experience you have, and it's shareable on social media profile with links. So it's really easy and practical for you to scale your likability, or like everyone said, the canal today, like to really know you. You can share this profile. We can also give you the opportunity to sort of, focus down on which area you're really specializing in. So I can imagine for someone like Umar, if I go to his profile page, you probably see him focusing a lot on Shah Alam. We talked a lot around video virtual today. We also now allow you to do your introduction on video. So really to get to know you, actually see you, not just your photo, but hear you. So there's a lot of emphasis around the agent, as I said. And then last, I would say last but not least, is the usual things, right? So your listings and how to get in touch with you. So we, as I said, in Property Guru, we're committed to making the agent successful. These are just one or two examples that we do, and I'm sure we do a lot more. Agent Expert Series is another one. You can continue to expect us to invest a lot more in terms of figuring how is it that we can work together to sort of get you well known across the market or the industry. Another feature that if you want to really take advantage of is our Ask Guru most active agents or most voted agents for that matter. This is where consumers get to ask us any question they want about any challenges they're facing with regards to anything property. And normally we get agents or agency for that matter to sort of answer those questions. So again, it's another sort of one area of reaching out to consumers in providing your expertise. In return, what you're really going to get is your credibility down there as someone who is seen as an expert, right? So really another avenue for you to take advantage of. And then you've got our listing performance. We've been sharing with you this over the period, but over the last few sessions. But this is simply because we've been continuously improving this page. We realize that when you sit at home, you need a lot of data to figure out what action to do next. And that's the whole idea about your listing performance insights, right? It just tells you how your listing is performing, what are the data based on the analytics that you can see, and ideally, what is the next best action you can take, right? So you get data around the views you get, the day you're getting the most result, the leads you get, the impressions you're being served, and what action is contributing to those success, right? So I think this is really, really going to be a useful tool for you to manage your business, if you like, on Property Guru moving forward. And again, this is one area we are continuously investing in, so you can always look out for new features that we're adding to this page. Wow, it's raining heavy where I am. Now, we obviously got a lot of opportunities, but I'm just going to share this page with you where you can capture all of it. So these are all the channels that we work with you or we provide for you. Partner 360 is where we have a lot of programs that will benefit the agents. This is the link. Academy is where we provide you a lot of useful guides, tips, know-how. So it's really like a one-stop center for you to sort of get a lot more information about what to do and when to do. And if you need help, obviously, we've got the Property Guru Help Center, and we share with you a lot of news as we go along. Right. I'll end off with the fact that the marketing is opening up. We heard all the agents share with us, especially MIEA, for sort of lobbying the Ministry of Finance to allow for agents to operate. We're glad that now that one step away, you get the letter and you go out there and you operate. And in order to sort of celebrate that and to encourage more agents to open up, like let's get back towards our lives and start making money, we actually had our our most aggressive offer for the year in order to sort of boost your performance. Everybody can enjoy up to 30% ad credit offer, and also our weekly featured listings. Again, as I said, just sharing this with you, this is really to get you started again. And this is the most aggressive offer we've had the whole year. We don't normally offer discounts as much as 30%, but we figured this is the right thing to do at this right time. So with that, I want to thank you all for being with us. I hope you enjoyed this expert series. It's our 4th session. Hopefully you've got a lot that you can use practically in your day-to-day. The biggest takeaway from today is, look, it's all about you. It's all about your mindset. And it's all about how you go about it. Everyone starts from ground zero. The people you see today have gone through their process, and you will be at that level, or if not better, one day. The idea is make this your day one, so that one day you become as good as they are. Thank you very much for your time. And Kuka, is there any closing, or do we end it?
Yeah. Thank you, Sheldon and Umar. Those are definitely, useful pointers how we can better prepare virtual viewings and close this through, a successful property. So thank you, Umar. Thank you, Sheldon, so much. So I will be display. You can see on your screen right now, I have launched a poll. So do take part in our poll so that you can qualify in our lucky draw. Happen at the end of this expert series. We already, in the end of the expert series already. So the grand prize is you'll be receiving 250 ringgit Lazada voucher, right? So do take part in the poll. So just stay tuned. In the end of the event, we will be announcing the winners of our catch and win game this morning, whoever took place. So, and then lucky draw prizes. Right, so we're going to give some time to allow participants to answer the poll. And then Greg, whenever you're ready. Okay, let the poll run. So Greg, whenever you're ready, I think you can start sharing for the our catch and win game. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time and being so patient with lots of questions. It was really great. Yeah, catch and win game. So the score. Yeah, okay, so this is the top 10, right? So we have these names here. I believe number 1 is Wong Ki Chin with the score 70,000, is it? And then Ng King Cheong, Nurashi Kane, SYK, Gan Zun Ziat, sorry if I get your name wrong. Jacqueline Ng wins, Hafizul, Muhammad Hafiq, Ahmad Zakwan bin Ahmad Dahalan. Okay. So you guys are the winners for our catch and win game. Okay, so Greg, are we going to do our lucky draw session for today? Do you want to spin the wheel?
Yeah, give me a second, yeah?
Sure. Take your time, no rush.
All right, are you ready?
Okay, is this for the third prize?
Yeah, for the third prize.
All right, so let's spin the wheel. Rosiana Karim for the third prize. Okay, shopping voucher worth 100 ringgit. Congratulations. Now we move on to the second prize. Shopping voucher worth 150. Okay, right? Shakir Saleh. Our second prize winner is Shakir Saleh. Okay, time for our grand draw. Let's see who's the lucky one. All right, Kaholi. Our grand prize winner is Kaholi. Congratulations to all our winners. Our team from Property Guru will get in touch with you. All right, so congratulations for all to all our teams. With that, it's time to bid farewell. So thank you again for joining our Property Guru Expert Series in collaboration with MIEA. We will be uploading this recording on YouTube maybe by end of this week. You know, I know some of you came in very late, so please do look at our videos, re-look at it, watch it, and hopefully, you know, we'll provide you guys more. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day, week ahead. Thank you, guys.